stood on a hill. Time stood still, and though the battle had gone by, smoke and ash still filled the sky. In the rubble of steel and stone, I stood there all alone, among the fields of people no longer alive. I was one that did survive. There were rockets in the sky. Where do I run? Where do I hide? No cannonballs and no flint. New technology, but life is still spent. A wheel is still round. The sea still touches the shore. Why is the world happiest only when there's a war? In the rubble of steel and stone, the tattered flesh and sculptures of bone, I stood there on a hill, watching the skies. I heard insanity's laughter turning into cries. There were so many people, so many no longer alive. Humanity scattered, struggling to survive. It's a true story and the saddest of songs. This musical poem of mankind's wrongs. In the rubble of wars, steel and stone, are the flags of tattered flesh and the sculptures of bone. As I stood upon a hill, time stood still. And though the battle had gone by, smoke and ash still filled the sky. In the rubble of steel and stone, I stood there all alone. In the rubble of steel and stone are the flags of tattered flesh and the sculptures of bone. In the rubble of war, steel and stone, are the flags of tattered flesh, and the sculptures